Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in this particular video we are going to create this Next.js admin dashboard using the latest version of Next.js. Now we are also going to use Tailwind CSS for styling. We will use MongoDB for our database, and also one very important point, we are going to integrate with Google Auth. So let's see what is the functionality, and after that we are going to basically discuss how we are going to log in a particular user. So you can see that we are having this dashboard view, and now here we are having this product and a visitors. Now another thing I want to mention, this is not a real website. This is just to give you some idea how you can basically work with admin dashboards. So you can see that in this products page, basically we are having all the products. Now product is having a name, month, price of the product, sales, and how much is the revenue. So you will be basically able to create a new product. So let's say I want to create a new product, so I'll give this one as product 8, visitors is 500, price is 20, number of sales is, let's say, 50, and the month is September. So if I try to add this one, so this product will be added in our database and we'll be basically getting the data back. If I now try to go to the dashboard, so whatever product we have added here, based on that we'll be having the 8 products. You can see that this will be updated, the number of sales, and also this yearly analytics overview will basically show for each and every month how much is the sales, cost, and the revenue for all the products. So you can see that this will be basically automatically updated here. Now for example, let's say I want to add something for December. So if I try to go to products, and let's say I'll add a new product here. So let's give this one as product 10, we'll give a visitors of 1000, price of 20, sales is, let's say, 600, and month I'll give this one as December. Let's try to add this one here. So you can see that this will be basically added here, and if I now try to go to dashboard, so you can see that that data will be updated here. So now you can see that for December you are getting the updated data. So this is the sale, this is the cost, and the revenue. Now let's go to the visitors. So in this page you can see that we'll basically track the visitors. So how many visitors are visiting the application, from which location, the device, the premium visitor, and also the month. So we also will be able to create a new visitor. Now if I now go to the dashboard, you can see that we'll be basically tracking the visitors by country, from which country there. We only saw basically the 4 for now. All right, and here you can see that we will be also tracking the visitor by the device. So whatever we'll be adding that, it will be updated here. So let's say I'll go to visitors, and let's say I'll add a new visitors, for example 500. Let's give premium user of 100. Location will give this one as India. Device will give this one as, for example, mobile. And now month I'll give anything. I'll just add this one here. So this will be added here. Now you can see the mobile we are having 1, 2, and 3. So we are having 500, 500, 1000, 2000. If I now go to dashboard, you can see that this will be basically updated here. So now you can see that now we are having 2000 mobile, and then rest is laptop, and then we are having tablet, something like that. All right. Also, let's say if I add another visitor here, so let's give 100 visitor, premium is 50, location I'll give India. We'll select a device of desktop, month I'll select any. Try to add this on here. So this will be added here. If I now go to dashboard, you can see that here now we are having also desktop. So this is how we are going to basically track, and also that data will be updated here also in this part. So this is the thing we are basically going to, also we are going to track this premium visitors and the total visitors. So this is all about the dashboard that we are going to create. Now let's see the login functionality. So you can see that if I now just log out, so this will basically call a Google Auth endpoint. So for this one we are going to use Next.auth. So it will basically go back, and if the user is not authenticated, so it will go to the unauthenticated page, and you will also able to not be able to access this any of the pages. If I now log in, because I already logged in my Gmail, so it will automatically get the user. That user will be stored in our database, and based on that we'll redirect to the dashboard. So let's see, if I now click on login, so it will automatically see it's automatically logging in. Now it will basically navigate back to the dashboard. So you can see that it's now navigating back to the dashboard. So this is what exactly we are going to create in this particular video. pretty sure that you'll learn a lot of things. Now again, I'm repeating, this is not a real website, so some of the functionality you might think that why this is happening, but this is just to give you some idea. You just think yourself as an admin user, and let's say you have to keep a track of all the products and the visitors. In that way you will be able to understand that okay, then I will be able to create visitors or products, and based on that I'll be tracking those in our dashboard. So this is exactly what we are going to build. If you're liking my content, please give a like, comment down, and please subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. So in the next video we'll be creating our project, and we'll basically create our main global context and the global structure. So let's do that in the next part. Alright everyone, so as you can see that I've created a project. Now in this video what we are going to do, we will be installing all the packages that we need, and also we'll be creating the main global context, and also we'll create the main structure of this particular application. So if you see that we basically need these packages, so we need this React Apexcharts, this is for all the charts. Then we need React icons, React spinners, and then Next.js, and this is basically for the Google authentication. So let's install all of this. So we'll start with npm install, and this will be React Apexcharts. Then we need Next.js. Also we need mongoose, we need React icons, and also we need React spinners. Alright, so let's install all of this. Now in the meantime, here we can remove this part. So I think we can remove this one from here, or let's keep it like this for now. So the main thing is that we have to create the main structure. So the first thing what we are going to do, inside the source we'll create our context folder, and then also we need a components folder, and also we will be creating some of the models that we'll be creating in the later videos. So in the context we will be creating our index.js. So here the first thing we have to create the global context. So we'll give this one as export const global context. This will be equal to use context, this will be create context. So you have to create the context first, and this will be of null. Also you have to use client here. Alright, now let's create our global state. So this will be export default function global state. This will receive the children, and here we are going to return the global context dot provider, and we'll pass these children. Obviously we have to pass the value, which will be basically our global state. So here we are going to pass an empty object for now, and that's it. So this is the basic structure that we need. Now what is the next thing we need to do? We basically have to create the sidebar and the header, and also then we'll be having basically the main content. Alright, so what we are going to do, inside these components we'll create two folders. I'll give this one as sidebar, and let's create another folder, let's give this one as header. So let's do this one as index.js. so here we'll do export default function, this will be header, and here we are going to return some div, and this will be our header. Alright, now next thing what we are going to do, for now let's keep this one as a client component. Let's copy this, and let's go to our sidebar, and let's create our index.js. So this will be also a client component, and here I'm going to give this one as sidebar, and this will be our sidebar component. So this is basically the main two common component that we need all the time. Now what we can do, we can basically go to our layout, and here we have to create the basic structure. Now the first thing what we need to do, we have to basically, let's remove these children from here. Inside this body we have to first import the global state, which will be basically our context state. Alright, so inside this we are going to take a div. Alright, and let's give a class of let's take a class name. We'll give this one as flex, we'll do age screen, then we'll do overflow as hidden. Alright, now here we are going to basically render the sidebar component that we have. Then we'll take another div here. So let's take a class name. For this one we'll do this one as relative flex 1, then we'll do flex column overflow y auto, alright, and overflow x hidden. Now here we are going to render the header component. All right, now so this is all about the common component that we basically having, and then we'll take a main, and here we are going to render the children, which will be the individual content for individual pages. All right, so here we are going to render the children. Now let's take a class name. So for this div we'll take a class name of, we'll make this one as mx auto, we'll do max w screen 2xl, then we'll do padding of 4, for md we'll do padding of 6, and then 2xl we are going to do a padding of 10. All right, so now let's format this, let's save this, and let's see what we are getting. All right, so we are having sidebar and header here, and this is basically the main content which is coming from the page.js, and here I think we can basically remove everything from here, and let's give this one as home page for now. All right, and let's remove this image part also. All right, so you're having sidebar and then header and then home page. So this is basically the very basic structure we are having. Now what will be the next step? So in the next step, basically we will be start working on this main UI for this sidebar and this header component, and after that we'll be start working on that Google Auth. So let's do that in the next video. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So now in this video we are going to basically create the sidebar component. All right, so let's go to our code, and then I'll close everything else. Now the first thing is that we have to create the menu items. All right, so here this menu items is basically the array of objects that we are going to create a kind of configuration, and then we are going to map it so that we don't have to write in each and every line of JSX block over and over again. So we'll do this one as const menu items, and here what we are going to do, the first thing we'll take id will be dashboard. All right, then we are having label, which will be dashboard, then we are having a path. All right, and at the end we are having a icon component. So this icon component we are going to render from the React icons. So let's start with the first one. So we'll do import something from React icons, and the package name is lu. So this is the first icon we need. Second, we'll copy this one. So the second one, the package is tb, and the last one, the package name is py. So the first icon name is lu layout dashboard, the second one is tb brand product hunt, and the last one is pi users for light. Now the first one we are going to use here, lu layout dashboard, and then we are going to pass a size property. Use this one as 25. Let's copy this and we'll paste it 2 more times. So the second one, this one will be our products page. This will be label will be so this label will be products, so it will go to the products route. And then for this one we are going to use this tb brand product icon, and the last one will be our visitors component, that how many visitors is basically visiting this particular website that admin will taken care of. So here we are going to give this one as visitors. Now here let's give this one as visitors, and here we are going to use this one as pi users for light. So this is our menu items that we are going to map it. All right, so now let's go to our JSX, and I'll remove this one from here. Now here I'm going to take a aside component. All right, and let's take the class name here. Now the first thing is that for this one we are going to take a absolute. We'll do this one as left 0, top 0, do z 4 times 9. Then we are going to do this one as flex. We'll do h screen. We'll do width of 72.5. Now this one I will be basically using this class name from a tailwind.config.js. So I already created this config.js that you will basically find it in the attachment. So I'll add this basically the starter file or basically the starter project. So from there you will be basically able to clone it or basically whatever you want to download it, and based on that you will be basically able to get these class names. All right, now here after this will be taking a flex call. Then we are having the reason. I just want to mention why I'm not writing all the Tailwind config, because it will take so much time. So that is the reason I already created all of this beforehand, and then you guys can download it and basically use in the project. All right, so for this one we will take a overflow y hidden. All right, we'll do a bg of black. Now let's take some of the, so here we are going to use a duration of 300. We'll do is linear. All right, then we'll do for large, this will be static. For large we are going to do translate x0, and here we are going to basically check. And also let's do one thing, let's take this one as template literals, because we have to also pass some dynamic values. So here, so what we have to check basically, so if the sidebar, so here, sorry, I think we have to take a curly bracket. So this will be if sidebar open is true, so this is a flag or basically state that we are going to basically manage from the context. So I will be creating this one in a minute. So if this is true, so for this one we are going to pass a translate x0, or else we are going to do minus translate x full. So let's write it. So we'll do translate x full. All right, now from where this will be coming, so let's go to our context, and here I am going to create a state. So this will be const sidebar open set sidebar open. This will be equal to use state of false, and then we are going to pass it in our context, and the same we are going to use it here. So this will be const this one from use context of global context. All right, so this is all about the main wrapper that we need. Now inside this, what we are going to do, we'll take a div. Now let's take a class name. So for this one we are going to take flex item center. We'll do justify between, we'll do gap of 2, we'll do px of 6, py of 5.5. now again this class name I already written in the config. Large, this will be py of 6.5. now here I'm going to take a link component from next/link, and for now let's give it some name like admin dashboard or something. All right, or let's give this one as analytics. This is basically the website name, you can give whatever you want. For now I'll give this one as analytics. So for here I'm going to give a href of slash, and also for this one let's take a class name. So for this one I'm going to use a text of how much we'll use this one as 40px. all right, let's format this. All right, so after this we are going to take another div here. Let's take a class name. So for this one we'll do flex column, we'll do overflow y auto, we'll do a duration of 300, and we'll do is linear. All right, now inside this we are going to take a nav component. So let's take a class name here also. So we'll do margin top of 5, py of 4, px of 4. For large we'll do margin top of 9, and for large we are going to do px of 6. all right, now inside this we'll take a div, and here we're going to take a ul, and inside of this we have to basically render these menu items. But before that we are going to take a class name for this ul. So we'll do mb of 6, margin bottom, then we'll do flex column, and then we are going to do a gap of 1.5. all right, now what we are going to do, we'll do menu items that we are having dot app map, and this will be our menu item. all right, now here we are going to render li. So the first thing we have to always give key here. So this will be menu item dot id. all right, and here what we are going to do, we'll take a label. So here we are going to first render menu item dot icon, and we are going to enter menu item dot label. All right, now for this label we are also going to take some class name. So for this one we will take a class name of, we'll make this one as group, we'll do relative, then we'll do cursor as pointer, we'll do flex, item center, we'll do gap of 2.5, rounded sm, then we'll do py of 2, px of 4, we'll do font medium, we'll do text body dark 1, duration of 300, we'll do ease in out. All right, also we are going to do a hover. For hover, what we are going to do, we'll do bg gray dark, and what else we need to do, also you have to basically check whatever the current active element that we will be basically clicking, whether that is dashboard or products or visitors, we have to basically show some kind of background. So how we are going to do that? So for this one we will basically take a template literals here again. So let's convert this one. So and now here we are going to pass some dynamic properties. How we are going to basically do that? So for this one we are going to check const path name, which will be equal to use path name. All right, so this we are going to basically render from, so let's do this one, import something from, this will be next/navigation, and this will be use path name. So this will be our use path name. All right, so from here we will be basically getting the path name. So what we are going to basically check here, we will check that if this path name dot includes this menu item dot id, so in that case what we are going to do, we will basically here pass a bg of gray dark. All right, so that means whenever we will click or this path name includes that particular value, based on that we are going to change the background color. All right, so I think that will be fine for now. Let's format this and let's save it and let's see what we are getting. Awesome, so you can see that we are getting dashboard, products and visitors. So for this one let's use some class name for now. So let's go here and let's use a text of white for now. Alright, later we'll change this one with some icon. So for now this is fine. So this is all about our basic structure we need. Now another very important point, what we need to do, we have to basically create all of these pages, or else it will give us 404. So let's go to our app and let's create our all the 3 pages that we need. So the first one will be our dashboard, then we are having products, and at the end we are having visitors. So let's start with our page.js. So we are going to make this one an export default function, and this will be visitors. Let's return here and let's give a div. We'll do this one as visitors. Let's copy this, let's go to, or let's copy this page file only, let's paste it here and also here. So for this one we are going to make this one as dashboard, and for this one we are going to make this one as products. All right, so now let's save it. Now another thing what we need to do, basically we have to on click of this sidebar, each and every menu item we have to render go to that particular page. So you can go here and let's give on click for this particular label. All right, so here we can do handle navigate, something like that, and here I'm going to pass the menu item. All right, and here what we can do, we'll do const handle navigate. So this will get menu item. All right, now here we have to basically check if the user is authenticated or not, but that we are going to do in the next video. Because if the user is not authenticated, in that case what will happen, whenever they'll click any of this particular menu item, it will go to an auth page. All right, so that also we need to create. So for this one what we can do, we can go to app and let's create an auth page also, and let's give a page.js. and here I'm going to do export default function. This will be on auth page, and here what we are going to basically render for now, let's return a div and we'll show something like you are not authenticated. All right, so now let's go here. So what we can basically check, for now I'll not do that logic, that one we'll be doing whenever we start integrating the Google Auth. For now just we'll basically take a router. This will be our use router, and then here we are going to do router dot push, and this will take this get menu item dot path. All right, so let's format and save this. Let's go here, let's try to click here. And also another thing we need to check. All right, so this is fine. So if I now click here, it should go to the products page. So it's going to the products. If I click here, it's going to the visitors, and you can see that if I click here, it should go to the home page, and everything is done. So that means we have created our sidebar component. Now let's start working on this header component in the next button. Also after that we'll be start working on the Google Auth integration. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So now let's start working on the header component. So let's go to our header component. Let's close everything else. Now I'm going to remove this one from here, and here I'm going to return a header component. So let's take a class name. So we are going to make this one as sticky. We'll do top as 0. We'll do Z 999. We'll do flex W full. Then we are going to do BG of white. We'll do drop shadow 1. Then we are going to do, I think this is fine. Now let's make this one as drop shadow only. Okay, now next we'll take another div here. Let's take a class name. We'll do flex grow. We'll do item center. We'll do gap of 2, justify and py of 4, px of 4. We'll do a shadow of 2, and then we are going to do md px of 6, 2xl px of 11, and here let's make this one only shadow. Next we are going to take another div here. Let's give a class name. We'll do flex item center. We'll do gap of 2. We'll do sm gap of 4, and for large we are going to make this one as hidden. All right, now here what we are going to do, we will be basically do a button, and we will create a toggle button where on click of that the user will be able to toggle the sidebar. So for this one what we are going to do, the first thing is that let's go to our sidebar and let's import this to state variable from context, because this we need. Now here what we are going to check, we have to basically check if the sidebar open is true. So we are going to basically show hide sidebar, or else this will be show sidebar. All right, so for this button we are going to take a class name. So let's make this one as inline flex. We'll do item as center. We'll do justify center. We'll do bg of black. We'll do px of 6, py of 2. We'll do text as large, text white, font medium, tracking wide, and also we'll do uppercase. All right, so this is one button that we need. Now what is the second button that we need? And that is to basically to show the login or logout. So for this one, first we'll keep this one as login because we haven't created that functionality yet. And here what we are going to do, we'll use the same class name. So let's copy the class name from here and we'll pass this one here. All right, let's save it and let's see what we are getting. We are getting error, use context is not defined, so you have to import it. And also let's import this global context. Let's see. All right, now this is fine. So we are getting a login button here. So on click of that, now we have to basically create the functionality. So now let's do this one in the next video, and before that also in the next video what we need to do, we have to create the MongoDB database. So whatever user will be logging through this Google Auth, what we are going to do, we will basically catch that information and we are going to store this one in the MongoDB database. So let's do this functionality in the next video. Hey everyone and welcome back. So as you can see that I have created a new project in the MongoDB. So now the first thing what we are going to do, we will be basically we'll write the logic to connect with DB in our code. So let's click on this connect and let's go to our MongoDB for VS Code and let's copy this from here. Let's go to our code and inside source I'm going to create another folder and let's give this one as database and let's create our index.js. So the first thing what we are going to do, we'll import mongoose from mongoose and then we are going to create export const and this will be connect to DB. Alright, so this will be async method, and here what we are going to do, we'll do a try and let's do a await. This will be mongoose.connect and then we are going to paste this URL and also you have to change the password. So I'll just remove this, let's copy and sorry, you also have to remove this part from here and let's paste it here. So this is my password. You can create your own and then use the same password here. Alright, let's take a catch block error and here I'm going to just log this error. Alright, and let's also log here that to know whether we are basically connected to MongoDB or not. So here we'll show connected to MongoDB. That's it. Alright, and also we can do one thing, we can remove this one from here and let's do this one as a default. So this is done. Now next thing what we are going to do, whenever we will log in through our Google Auth, so whatever information that we will be receiving, the username and the email that we are going to store in our database. So for this one we need some kind of model. So let's create another folder and let's give this one name as models. So the first one we'll create another folder. Let's give this one as user. Now user and visitor both are different. User is basically the current user that, or you can basically consider that user as an admin user who is updating the visitor count or basically adding a new product. So that is basically this user model. Now visitor model we are going to create later. For this one we will do this one as index.js and here what we are going to do, first we'll create our const and this will be user schema and this will be our new mongoose dot schema. Alright, and here what we are going to pass, we will basically pass the properties that we need. So first thing we need an email, so this will be a type of string and also this will be required property as true. Next what we need, let's copy this and let's paste it here. So we also need a name, so this is also required, and after that what we are going to do, here we are going to pass this timestamp and this will be true. Alright, so after this we are going to just do const user, this will be mongoose dot models dot user, or here we are going to do mongoose dot model and here we are going to pass user and this will be equal to basically this user schema, and at the end we are going to do export default user. That's it. So this will create our model for the user. Now what is the next step? Now in the next step we basically have to create the API route for this particular user model. So let's go to our app and inside this what we are going to do, we will create another folder. Let's give this one name as API. So inside this we'll create another what we can do, we can basically create a folder here, another user folder, and let's give this one name as route.js. Alright, sorry, so this will be route.js. Alright, now what we are going to do, this will be a post method, so we'll do export async function post. We are going to get the request here. Now the first thing what we are going to do, we'll do try and catch. Alright, so here we are going to log this error. If there are anything, we are going to return this next response dot JSON. So we'll do a success of false, and then we'll do message something like something went wrong, please try again. Alright, so here what we are going to do, the first thing we are going to connect with our database. So we'll do await connect to DB, and then we are going to extract the name and the email, and this will be from our await request.json. Alright, now after this, what we are going to do, we will simply create our new user. So what we can do, we can simply do something like const new user, and this will be our await user that we just created dot create, and here we are going to basically pass this name and this email. Alright, and we'll check if this new user is true. So we are basically going to return something like next response dot JSON, and let's return a success of true, and we are going to return a message something like user registered. Alright, so this is all about the main user route that we need. Here let's do one thing, let's give some else also, that something went wrong or something like that. And here we are going to make this one as false, and we'll do this one as failed to register the user, please try again, something like that. And this is all about the route we need for this user. Now what is basically the process, whenever we will click on this login button, it will go to the Google Auth callback, or basically that login page. Once the user is authenticated, it will basically come back to that our application again, and then in that case what we are going to do, we'll basically check if the user is authenticated. In that case we'll basically receive this name and email. Alright, and based on that we are going to pass this name and email in this API route, and then based on that it will store in our database. Alright, so this is the whole process. Now next thing what is basically need, we have to also create the Google Auth provider. So here I will create another folder here, and let's give this one name as Auth provider. Let's create index.js here. Now what we are going to do, we will basically use this one as a client component, and here we are going to import something from Next.auth/React, and these will be session providers. Alright, sorry, session provider. Here what we are going to do, we'll do export, or let's make this one as const Next.auth provider. Alright, this will receive the children, and here we are going to return this session provider, and we are going to pass these children. And let's do this one as export default Next.auth provider. Now where we need to use this one, obviously we need to use this one in our main root component. This root component is basically our this layout. So you can see that we already use this global state. So here we can simply import this Next.auth provider, and then we can cut it from here, and then we can basically pass it inside of this. Now this part is basically the children that we have basically used here. Alright, so now almost everything is done. Now in the next video what we need to do, we have to basically create our next auth route that will basically perform the Google Auth process, and once user is authenticated, based on that we are going to call this route, and then we will store this user in our database. So let's do that in the next video. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So now in this video what we are going to create, we will basically create this Google Auth credentials that we basically need. Now to create this one, what you need to do, you just have to log in on this Google console. So basically you have to log in with your email, and then you can see that I already created one project here. Now once you created the project, you will get these options here, credential, and then you have to create a credential here, and then you will create on this auth client ID. Let's click here, Now here it will ask for this application type. So here we are going to create this one as a web application. So I'll click here. Then you can see that we are having this web client one. You can change this name. Then we have to basically give the URL. So for this one I'm going to copy this localhost 3000 and we have to remove this slash from here. And for this one what we can do, we can basically give API slash auth slash callback slash Google. Alright, so this is the auth callback that we basically need, or basically the redirected URI. So now let's click on this create. So once you'll create this one, it will basically give you a client ID and the client secret ID. You can see that. Alright, so for this one what we can do now, we can basically go to our code, and then inside this API I'm going to create another folder, and let's give this one name as auth. And here I'll create another folder here, and this will be a catch-all route. So here what I'm going to do, will give this one as a next auth. Alright, now inside of this I'll create our route.js. So what are the things that we need to do? The first thing is that we have to create a auth options. So we'll create our auth options. Alright, so this will be object, and here you will be basically have to pass the provider. So in our case we are using Google. So if you are using some other provider, for example like GitHub or something like that, so you have to basically give the credential of that particular provider. So in that case what exactly you need to give for this provider, you have to pass the client ID and the client secret ID. So let's see how we are going to do that. So we'll give this one as providers, and here what you need to pass, you need to pass this Google provider. Alright, so this Google provider you have to import from next/auth. So you're going to do import Google provider from, this will be next auth / providers / Google. Alright, so here what you need to pass, you need to pass the client ID. So let's go here, let's copy this client ID and I'll pass it here, and also you have to pass the client secret. So let's go here and let's copy this client secret and I'll pass it here. So this will basically basically inform that we are using this Google provider here. Now what are the next thing what we need to do? Once the user will be authenticated, it will basically give us a callbacks, and based on that callback we can call this user route that we have created, and whatever information we will be getting based on that authenticated user, so we'll get this name and email, and then in that case we'll call this API route and we'll pass this name and email, and then we'll store this information in our database. So what we need to do here, we have to basically take a callbacks, and here what we are going to do, we'll create a async method. So this will be sign in. Alright, now this method will give us a user. So this is the user that or basically let's see if I am logging through my email, so this will be my user, and then it will give us a account. Alright, now here what we need to basically check, we have to basically check if the account dot provider, so this account will give us a provider, so this provider is a Google provider or not. So based on that we need to do certain operations. So what we can do, we can basically check if this account dot provider, if this is equal to Google. So in that case we have to basically get the name and the email. So this is I was talking about. So this you need to get it from this user information. Alright, so after this what we are going to do, we'll do a try catch block, and here the first thing we are going to do await, and we have to do connect to DB, and in the catch block we simply log the error here. So we'll just do log, and this will be error. Alright, now the first thing what we need to do, we have to basically check if is user exist. So if the user is already exist or not. So for this one we have to do await, and this will be our user. This we have already created the model, and this will be dot find one. Alright, and we are going to find with this email. Alright, so now here what we can do, we can simply check if this is user exist is false, that means the user doesn't exist. We'll do const response equal to await, and this will be fetch. So it will basically go to this /API/user route that we have created. So this will be /API/user, and here we are going to pass the method as post. We are going to pass headers. We will do content type. This equal to will be application/JSON. Alright, and after that also you have to pass the body. So this body will be json.stringify, and you have to pass this name and this email. That's it. Now here what we can do, we can basically check if this race.success, so this one will be basically receiving this success is true. If this is true, so what we're going to do, we're going to return this user. So you're going to return the user information. So this will basically catch the error, and here also on the outside we are going to return the user by default. And I think that's it. Now here what we need to do, you have to create the handler. So this will be our next auth. So this we have to import from next auth/next, and here we have to pass these auth options, and at the end we are going to do export this handler as get, and we are going to do handler as also post. Let's format this, let's save it. So this is basically will take care of all the things. So whenever we click here, it's basically check if the account.provider is a Google, and if the user is authenticated, it will get the user information from this user, and then it will basically check if the user is exist or not. If that is not the case, then it will call our API, and based on that it will basically store the user in our database, and that functionality we have already done here. Alright, so this is done. Now in the next part what we are going to do, we will be start integrating this one with the front end. So let's do that in the next video. Alright everyone, so in the previous video we have completed the Next.js API route. Now in this video what we are going to do, on click of this login button we have to go to the Google login page, and based on that we have to basically check if the user is authenticated or not. And if the user is authenticated, so in that case you have to basically save that user information in our database. Another thing I notice is that the background color of this header section. So for this one I think we have used some wrong class name. So let's go here, and you can see that I think we are using somewhere bg white, so this will be w. So this is the wrong here. Alright, now this is fine. So in this header component what we are going to do, let's close everything else. So we are going to take a on click method, and here simply we will call this sign in method. Alright, now definitely you can pass some a provider. So you can see that we can pass a provider. So we are going to pass a provider Google, but first let's see what exactly we are getting. And also let's import status from use session, and let's log this status here. Let's save it and let's see what we are getting. So now let's go here, and you can see that if I now refresh this page, so you can see that we are getting unauthenticated here. So user is not authenticated. So let's click on this login button, and you can see that we are going to this auth sign in page, and this is basically giving you this option sign in with Google. Now let's click here, and I'm already logged in my email, so it should basically authenticate me, and then it should store my information in the database. So let's see what is happening. So you can see that it's now going back to the home page again, and here the first time we are getting loading. This is very important because that time actually it is in the process of authenticating the user, so that is the reason this is loading. And once the user is authenticated, so we are getting authenticated here in the status, or basically here. If I now go to our database and let's refresh this page, you can see that we should get one info in our user. So we are getting user, and here we are getting my email and the name of my. So you can see that this is correct. So that means the user is authenticated. Now there are quite a few things we need to do. So the first thing is that we have to change this one to logout. So that we need to do. First thing is that we can check if this status, if this is equal to authenticated. So here we are going to show logout, or else we are going to show login. Alright, here also what we can do, we can use the same thing. So now let's copy this. So if the user is authenticated, so we are going to do sign out, or else we are going to do sign in, and let's pass a provider of Google. Let's format and let's save it. Let's see what is happening. So we are getting logout. If I now click here logout, so you can see that now you will be able to see the user is unauthenticated. So user is unauthenticated. Let's click on this login, and you can see that it's basically directly log in that particular user and will be getting authenticated. Awesome. So now what we need to do, basically we have to basically check if the user is authenticated, so it will redirect to the home page, or if the user is not authenticated, so it will go to the Auth page that we have created. So where we can basically check it, we can simply check it in our context. So you can go here and let's take a use effect. Alright, and here we can basically give the status as a dependency. So this status we are going to take it from here. So let's paste it. Let's import this. So here we need to check if this status, so you're going to check if the status is equal to unauthenticated, and also you have to basically get the path name. Alright, so here we will use this use path name. So if the user is unauthenticated, and we can basically check if the path name dot includes this slash, or what we can do, or here also we can basically, or it will include these products, or it will includes visitors. So that means the user is unauthenticated, and if any of the path name matches, so you can give this one as slash products and slash visitors. So what will happen, let's take this const router as use router, and here we can simply do router dot push. It should go to the unauth page. Alright, and here we can basically directly check from here also. We'll take this one as use effect, and we'll check, give this status as a dependency, and because when from the callback it will return back to this particular page, we have to navigate to the navigate basically from the Auth page to the home page. So we'll do if this status is equal to authenticated. So what we can do, we'll do router. So you have to also import router. So we'll do const router equal to use router, and this will be router dot push. This should go to the slash page. Alright, so now let's see what exactly is happening. So currently, alright, so the user is logged in. So if I now click on this logout, so it should go to the Auth page from this home page. So let's click on this logout. Let's see what is happening. So you can see that now it is going to the Auth page, and now if I now just log in, so it should go to from Auth page to slash page, or basically the home page, which is the dashboard. So let's click on login and let's see. Alright, so now awesome. So you can see the user is authenticated, so it's going to the home page. If I now try to, and now let's log out from here. So it's going to the Auth. Now let's say try to go to the products page. It's going to the Auth page. If I try to go to visitors, it's going to the Auth page, and if I try to access the home page, it should again go to the Auth page. Awesome. Now what we need to do, on click of this nav section also you have to do the same thing. So whenever we'll click on this products, if I click here, you can see that it's going to the products page. So to check this one, what we can do, we can go to our sidebar component. So we'll go here and let's import this status from this use session, and here we can simply check if this status is equal to unauthenticated. So we will go to the router.push and it will go to the /unauth page. Let's save it. Let's see. So now let's refresh this. So it's going to the unauth page. If I try to go to the visitor from here, on click of this, it should go to the unauth page. Alright, so it's still here. Alright, so I got it. So the reason is we have to basically return from here. So let's do like this and we'll return from here. Now let's see. So now let's say I try to click on these products. It's going to the unauth page. If I try to go to the visitors, you can see that it's still in the unauth page only. If I go to the dashboard, it's there. If I try to access from here also, it will go to the unauth page only. Alright, if I try to click here, it's still in the unauth page. Alright, so now everything is done. If I try to now log in, alright, so going to the home page. Now if I click on these products, so it's going to the products. If I click on visitors, it's going to the visitors. So the main authentication part is done using Google Auth, and you can see that the user is also stored here. Now what we are going to do in the next video, we will be start working on the products and the visitor page one by one. So the first thing is that we have to create all the form controls and the common model, and after that we have to basically create all the models and the API routes to create the add new product and also add new visitors. So let's do those in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back. So in the previous video we have completed the main authentication. Now in this video we will be start working on this visitor and this products page. Now one thing is that whenever we'll go to this visitor page, we will be having this add button, and then on click of that button you have to show a model where basically we'll be showing all the form controls. So form controls, I mean basically the input, select and the button component. So for this one, what we are going to do, we'll create a common form controls and a common model component, and then we'll be passing all the inputs as a props. So the first thing is that let's log in here. Alright, so now let's go to our code, and inside components let's create another folder and let's give this one name as form controls. And here I'm going to create basically 3 files. So the first one will be our button.js, then we have to create input.js, and we are going to create select.js. So let's start with button. So let's take this one as export default function, sorry, this will be default function button. Now this will receive 2 properties, one is text, one is on click. Alright, and let's return here. So we are going to return button, then this will be our text, and in this on click we are going to pass this on click method as a prop here. So on click of this will trigger this method here. Alright, also we will pass some type here. So type we'll take this one as button, and let's take some class name. So we'll take this one as inline flex, we'll do item center, let's make justify center, we'll do bg black, we'll do px of 6, py of 2, text we'll do large, text white, font medium, we'll do uppercase, and tracking wide. Alright, so this is about our button component. Now let's move on to our input component. So in this input component, let's quickly create. So this will be export default function, this will be input. So input component will receive label, it will also receive a placeholder, it will receive on change, it will also receive value and type. Alright, so let's return here div. So for this one we are going to give a class name of relative. Here we'll take a paragraph and we are going to render this label here. For this paragraph we'll take a class name of pt of 0, pr of 2, pb of 0, pl of 2. We'll make this one as absolute, minus mt 3, mr of 0, mb of 0, margin left of 2. We'll do font medium, we'll do text gray 600. Alright, and also we'll do bg white. Now next we are going to take an input here. So here we are going to pass the placeholder as this placeholder that will be receiving from props. Then we are having type, so type will be this type, or else this will be text by default. Then we are having value, value will be this value here. Then we are having on change will be the on change, this on change that will be receiving. And also we are going to take a class name, so class name will do this one as border, placeholder gray, so we'll do gray is 400. We'll do focus outline, we'll do focus outline none. Then we'll do w full, we'll do pt of 4. Let's make this one p as 4, so total padding is 4. Then we'll do here margin of 0, we'll do text base block bg white. Alright, and also we'll do rounded md. That's it. So this is all about our input component that we need, and at the end we are having the select component. So let's quickly create this one. So this will be export default function select. Select component will receive a label, it will also receive value, it will receive on change, and also it will receive the options which will be empty array. Alright, so now here what we are going to do, so we are going to return the same logic. So we'll take a div, let's take a class name of relative, and we are going to use the same paragraph. So I'll copy from here and we'll paste it here. That's it. So this is our label. Next we need some select component. So here we are going to pass the value as this value. We will pass a on change, which will be this on change. Now here we'll take a option. Alright, and here we are going to pass this select. So for select we don't have any id, so id will be empty and value also will be empty. Next what we are going to do, we will loop this options and options dot length. If this is true or else this will be null. So here we are going to basically do options dot map, this will be item, and this will return options, and here we are going to basically return this item dot label. So for this option we'll pass this id, which will be this item dot id. Then we'll pass key, key will be item dot id, and also we'll pass a value which will be item dot id. That's it. And also for this input we'll copy the same class name, and we will basically use the same in this select component also. So let's format this, and also I think here we have to do this one as on change. That's it. So this is all about our select component that we need. Now let's go to our model. So for this one we also have to create a model component. So we'll go to our component folder and let's create a folder here, and let's give this a name as model, and let's create our index.js, and let's close everything else here. So here we are going to do export default function. this will be modal. Alright, and here we have to pass some prop that we'll be receiving, that we are going to do in a minute. So here let's create the main structure. So here we are going to return. So here the first thing what we are going to return, we are going to basically check if there is a show property. So that means if we want to show the model or not. So this will be show. So this is the first prop that we'll be receiving from our parent component. So show is true, then we are going to basically render this model, or else this will be null. That's it. So here what we are going to do, we will basically take a JSX here. So we are going to take a div. So for this one we'll take a class name. We'll do this one as justify center. We'll do item center. We'll do flex, overflow x hidden, overflow y auto. We'll do fixed, inset of 0. We'll do z index of 50. We'll do outline none, and for focus we are going to do outline none. Alright, so now inside this what we are going to do, we'll take another div here and we'll take a class name. We'll do this one as relative w auto, my of 6, mx of auto, and max w 3xl. Now here we are going to take another div, and here we are going to take a class name. So for this one we are going to do border of 0, rounded lg. We'll do a shadow of large. We'll do relative flex, flex column, w full, bg white, outline none. Alright, now here we are going to take another div. We'll take a class name. We're going to make flex item start, justify between, padding of 5, border bottom, and we're going to do border solid, and we'll do a rounded T. Alright, and let's make this one as border slate 200. Here we are going to basically take a h3 and we are going to render the title of the model. So here we are render this title. Now this title we are going to receive from props. So this will be our second prop, and let's give a class name. So for this h3 we'll do text of 3xl. We'll do font semi bold. That's it. Now after this what we are going to do, so here we are going to take another div. We'll take a class name. We'll make this one as relative, padding of 5, flex auto, do flex, flex column, and gap of 5. Now here what we are going to render, we will be basically rendering all the form controls that we will be receiving from the parent component. So this will be our third prop. So this will be form controls, which will be a array. So here what we are going to basically check, if these form controls and then form controls dot length, this is true, or else this will be null definitely. Now here we are going to basically map this form controls dot map. This will be item, and here we are going to basically check if this item dot component type that we are going to create. So component type will be basically if this is the input component or this is a select component. So this is one property that we are going to create. So if this is a input, so in that case we are going to render the input component, or if this is a select, we are going to render a select component. So here we are going to if item dot component type, if this is equal to select, so in that case we are going to render a select, or else this will be null. So here what we are going to do, we'll basically we'll basically import this input, and here we are going to import this select component that we have created. That's it. Now here we have to pass all the properties. So the first thing is that we have to pass a type, which will be item dot type. We also have to pass placeholder, which will be item dot placeholder. We also have to pass a label, which will be item.label. What else you have to pass? You have to pass also a value. So this value and onChange, we are going to do this one later. Now here in the select, we are going to pass the label, which will be item.label. Then we are going to pass the options, which will be item.options, and also you have to pass the value and onChange. So that we are going to do. Alright, so this is all about. Now after that, what we need to do, we have to take another div. So this will be our footer. So here we are going to take another class name. We'll make this on a flex, gap of 2, item center, justify end. We'll do padding of 6. We'll do border of T. We'll do border solid, and we'll do rounded B. Alright, here what we are going to do, we will take button. So basically 2 button we have to take. So let's do one thing. Here instead of this button, we have to render the button component that we have created. So this is the button component that we have created, and the same button component will take to another time. So for this one, we are going to pass a text. So for this one, this will be add, something like that. And here we have to basically pass an on click method, which will be on add. Now this on add, again we are going to receive from the props. See how step by step we are doing. Next, here for this one, this will be text, and for this one, this will be something like close. Alright, and on click here, what we need to pass, we have to pass a property, and based on that we have to close the model. So that we are going to do in a minute. Alright, and I think this is done. Now after all of this, what we are going to do, here we are going to take another div. Alright, and here we are going to take a class name of, we'll make a opacity of 25. We'll make this one as fixed. We'll do inset of 0. We'll do z index of 40, and we'll do bg as black. Alright, let's format all of this. So this is all about our model component that we need. So we've created all the form controls. So we've created the model component. So now what we are going to do, whenever we'll go to these visitors and products, we'll be having a button. It's something like add visitors or add product, and on click of that you have to show that model, and in that model you have to pass the form controls. Alright, so let's do that part in the next video. Alright everyone, so let's start working on the add products page. Alright, so let's go to our products page. So here what we are going to do, we'll be having one simple button. On click of that you have to open the model, and then we'll be having the table. So for this one, we already have this products component and then page.js. Now what I'm going to do here, inside these components, I'll create another folder here, and let's give this one name as products. So here basically we will be having 2 more components. One is for the basically the product layout, and then we'll be having the product listing. The reason is that because the one of them will be a client component and another one will be a server component. Now you can't direct basically use server component inside client component. So what we need to do, to pass that server component as a children to the child component, and based on that we are going to use that. So let's see how we'll do that. So for this one, inside these products, I'll create one folder, one file. Let's give this one name as, what we can do, we'll give this one as product layout.js, and then we'll create another one, and this will be, for example, product listing.js. So this one we are going to make this one as use client. Alright, and this will be export default function. This will be product layout. Now this will receive a children. So this children is basically the server component that we are going to pass, and here what we are going to return will basically return a div, and here we are going to return a button component. So the button component that we have created. Alright, and here we are going to pass on click method obviously, and text we are going to pass something like add new product. Alright, next what we are going to do, after these we have to basically render the children, which will be our server component or basically the listing component, and after that you have to pass the model component that we have created here. So for this one we have to take some state. So what we can do, we can first thing is that we'll take a state of so modal set so modal. This will be use state of false, and also have to take a form data. So this will be our form data. This is basically our products form data, set form data, and this will be equal to use state of, let's take a initial state here. So we'll do const initial form data, and this will be, we need name of the product, we also need the location, we also need the visitors, we need the sales, and also we need the month. So this will be our initial form data. Alright, now this we have to pass as a prof here. So the first thing is that we have to pass the form data, and also let's go to our modal component. So we are going to receive this form data and also this set form data. Okay, and also we'll receive this set so, something like that. So this will be our set so. So these all many props you have to pass. So the first thing is that you have to pass so prop. So prop is basically the so model. Then we are having set so, which is set so model. Then you have to pass the form data, which is form data. We have to pass set form data, which is set form data. Alright, what else we need to pass? We also have to pass a on add method. Alright, so you can see that we are having this on add method, and also have to pass the form controls. Now if you see what I have done, I have created another folder here, utils, and here I created a config, and here I am having product form controls. And if you see here, this is basically a array of object. So each and every form is here. So this is a type of name, ID of name, type of text, this is the placeholder, this is label, and this is the component type. So this is the type of input. Similarly for month, this is the type of select. So this is what I have created here. Alright, so now these form controls we are going to pass from here. So we'll do form controls, and these will be our product form controls. Alright, also have to pass a on add method, so that we are going to do in some time. Now let's save it, and let's format this and save this also. So we created our main product layout, and these children is basically this product listing. Now this listing, what we are going to do, let's create this one as a export default async, because from this component we have to get the list of products. So this is a server component, so we are going to basically call the API to fetch the list of products. So this will be async function, this will be product listing. Alright, and for now let's do one thing, let's return here something like div, and this will be product listing. Alright, let's format and save this. Now we have created our product layout and product listing. Let's go to our page.js. So this is basically our main products. Now what we are going to do, basically in this component we will call this product layout. Alright, and inside this we are going to pass this product list as a children. That's it. Alright, now let's save this and let's see what we are getting. Alright, so you can see that we are getting add new product, and this is product listing. If I now click here, on click of this you have to show the model. So that part we need to do. So you go to our product layout, and in this button we'll take an on click, and in this on click what we are going to do, we'll make this set so model as true. That's it. So let's save it. So now let's see if I click here. Awesome. So name, visitors, product price, number of sales, and this is the month we are getting, but we are not getting any value. I think this part we need to check. So let's go to our we are having form controls, this is fine. Let's check our product form controls, and then here we are having item.label. Let's see what we have rendered in the select component. So this is item.options. We are passing options here, this is correct. So let's go to our select component. So this will be a label. Alright, so this is the reason. So now this should work. So January, February, March, I think one time we have extra Jan, so that we need to remove. So let's quickly fix this one also. So Jan, February, March, this you have to remove from here. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. This is correct. Alright, so now we are having all the thing, and now what we need to do, on click of this button, we have to close this model. So we can go to our product layout, and let's go to our model component from here. To go to model component, here we are having set so, and then we can go to this close button, and here we can do on click, and we'll make this set so as false. That's it. Let's save it. Now let's see. If I now click here, this is closing and this is working fine. Alright, so now same structure we have to do it for this visitor page. Alright, so now next thing what we are going to do, whenever we'll handle this one, we have to create a model from the backend side, and also have to create an API route. So let's quickly work on that part. So we'll go to our model folder, and here I'll create another folder, and let's give this one name as product. And let's create index.js. Alright, so here the first thing we have to import Mongoose from Mongoose, and then we are going to create our product schema. So this will be product schema, new mongoose.schema, and here we need name of the product. So let's see what exactly we have given in our initial form data. We have name, location, visitor, sales price. I think something we are missing here. I think we have to give price instead of location. Let's see here. Sorry, yes, we are having price. So here instead of location, we have to give this one as price. So here also we need price, which will be a number. Then we need the visitors, and these visitors is not the total number of visitors. These visitors is basically related to that particular product, means how many visitors is for that particular product, is visiting that product basically. So this will be number. Then we are having the sales of that product, how many sales, and then the month, in which month. Alright, so this will be string. Now what we are going to do, look const product. This will be mongoose.models.products, or we are going to do mongoose.model. This will be products. Then we are going to pass this product schema, and then we are going to export default this product. That's it. So this is about our model we need. Now next thing what we are going to do, we have to also create the API route. So let's go to our API folder, and here the first thing is that we have to so let's go to our API, and then let's create another folder. What we can give this one as something like product, and inside this we'll create two more folders, something like add product, and we are going to create another one, and this will be all products. So we are having add product. Let's create our route.js. Alright, so the first thing is that this will be export async function. This will be a post request. We are going to receive request. So we are having try catch. So here we are going to log the error, and here we are going to return next response.json. So we'll make the success as false, and we'll do something like message something went wrong. That's it. So here the first thing is that we have to do await, and I think we have already created our database connection. Yes, so we'll do await connect to DB. Alright, now next we'll do const extract data. This will be await request.json, and now here we'll do const newly created product, which will be await, and this will be product dot create, and here we're going to pass this extract data. So we'll do if newly created product is true. So here we are going to basically return something like success will be true, and this will be product added successfully. All right, else we are going to basically return false, and we'll do failed to add the product, failed to add and add a product. Please try after some time. That's it. Also, let's import the dynamic property here. So this is a dynamic property. This you can basically check in the Next.js 13 official documentation, and we'll use this property as this force dynamic. Let's save it. So this is about our route. We have created model. So now what we are going to do here, here we have to basically handle the form, and based on that you have to call the API. So we can go to our model here, and here what we are going to do, we basically take a value. So the first thing is the value will be this form data, and then form data of item.id, and also you have to pass on change. So on change we are going to do this set form data. This will be our form data it will receive. And now here what we are going to do, we'll do this will be item.id will be equal to e.target.value. That's it. Now the same we are going to use it for this select component also. Let's save it. Let's go to our product layout, and let's log this form data here. Let's see what we are getting. So we'll go to our console, and then let's click here. Let's type something. We are getting name, visitor 100, then we are having product price, number of sales, and then we are having the month. All right, so this is fine. Now here what we can do, basically in this model here we can basically check if this item dot type, if this is equal to number. So we can basically do parse int of e dot target dot value, or else this will be this. So now let's see. So now if I do add, and let's add something like 50, so now this is fine. So we are getting number here. All right, so now we'll create a method, and that will be on add. So we'll do function handle add product, and this will be we'll make this one as async method. So this will be async, and here this handle add product we are going to pass here. So this will be on add, this will be this handle add product. All right, so here we are going to const response, this will be equal to await, and this will be fetch. We are going to go to /API /product. So we are having /API /product, and then /add product. So /add product. All right, and here we are going to pass the method as post, and we are going to pass a headers. Headers will be content type. This will be application/json, and also have to pass the body here. This body will be json.stringify, and this will be this form data. All right, so now let's see what we are getting in this response. So before that we are going to do const data. This will be equal to await res.json, and here we are going to do log data. So let's save it, and now let's see what we are getting. So let's go to console, refresh this page. Now let's click on add product. I think we have to go to products. Let's click on add product. Let's give some name, product 1, visitors 100, product price 100, sales will give like 200, and month will give Jan. All right, let's click on this add. Let's see what is happening. Awesome. So we're getting success true and product added successfully. So if we are getting success true, we'll close this model simply, and then we are going to reset this form. And now what we are going to do, we have to basically get the updated product. To get the updated product, there are two things you can do. Either you can basically call the product listing API to get the list of updated products, or you can do basically router.refresh. Now router.refresh, what it will do, it will basically refresh the current page on the back, and based on that we'll get the updated product. So let's see how that will work. So the first thing is that what we are going to do, we have to basically create the API route to get all the products. So that part we are going to do this one. So we'll go to our route, and here you can see that we are having all products. So here I'm going to create another route, and this will be a get method. So here we are going to export async function. This will be get. We'll get the request. And here what we are going to do, in this case I think we should take it. We'll take a try catch, and then here let's log this one, the same thing. And now here the first thing we have to do, await connect to DB. Alright, now here we'll do const get all products. This will be await product, and this will be find. That's it. Now this will basically get all the products. So if get all products is true, so what we are going to do, will basically return next response dot JSON. We're going to return success as true, and we'll return a message which will be, sorry, we don't have to return a message here, we have to return the data back. So this will be this get all products. Else we are going to return success false, and message we are going to return that failed to fetch the products, please try again after some time. That's it. Also let's copy our dynamic property. That's it. Let's save it. So now what we are going to do, we will go to our main product listing page. So we are having this product listing, and here let's create another method. So we'll do async function extract all products, and this will be const response await fetch. This will be /API, and for this one what we are going to do, we have to take the full URL here. So we'll do localhost /API /products. So I think we are going /product and then all products. So this will be all products. Here we are going to pass a method as get. Alright, and I think this will be fine. Now what we're going to do, const data, and this will be equal to, we're going to do await res.json, and at the end we're going to return the data. Now here we also are going to use a cache of no store. That's it. Now this data you have to pass to a table component, correct? Because in the table we are going to render that. So let's quickly create a component here. So I'll create another folder. I'll give this one as table, and let's give index.js. And here what we are going to do, we'll do this one as a client component, and we'll do export default function table. So this will receive a data, and here we are going to return a we're going to return a div for now, and here we are going to return a table, and we are going to log this data here, and let's see what we are getting. So we'll go here, and then we'll call this table component, correct? And here we are going to basically get the data back. So we will get all products, get products, something like that, or let's make this one as all products, which will be equal to await extract all products, and then we are going to pass this data as this all products. So you got it right. So in the product listing page we call the get all products API, and whatever data we pass, we are passing that one as a prop to the table component. Let's save it. Now let's see what we are getting. Awesome. See, we are getting success and one. So let me refresh this page here. Alright, so it's going to the home page. Let's click on these products. We are getting one product here, and this is fine. So we are getting one product, name of the product, price, everything is correct. So what we can do, we can go to a product layout, and here now what is very important thing we need to do, we have to do data dot success if this is true. So we do if data and data dot success is true. So the first thing is that we are going to make this set form data as this initial form data. Also what we will do, we'll do set so modal as false, and we have to basically refresh this current page to get the updated products. So for this one we'll do const router. You can definitely call the listing API, but I think this is also a good approach that you can use. And here we are going to do router dot refresh. Alright, else if there are any error, so we are going to also do the same thing, or don't have to do refresh, we'll just close the model and reset the form, and I think this is fine. So let's see what is happening. So we'll go to products. So we're getting only one array here. Now let's try to add a new product here. So we'll do product 2, visitor 50, price let's say 20, sales 100, and month as February. So if I add here, it should reset this, it should close this, and then the router dot refresh should give me the updated. So that means two data should come here. So let's see if I add here. Awesome. So you can see that we are getting success true and data is 2. So that means we are getting two data now. So these two data now we have to render in our table. So this table component we are going to do in the next video. Alright everyone, so let's start creating the table component, and before that what I have done in the config, I created two more configuration here. So one is the product table header. So we are having name, month, price, sales, and the revenue. So this one we are going to create, and then we are having a months mapper. So these all are the mappers, so ID with the label that we are going to render. Alright, so now let's go to our product listing page. Sorry, let's go to first the table, and then first we'll create the structure. So this table will receive some of the props. So the first one will be a data, which will be an array. Then you also receive the table header text, or also it is going to basically get some table header cells. Cells means the headers. This will also be a empty array for now. Now here what we are going to return, we'll return a div, and here let's give a class name. So we are going to do rounded sm, then we are having border, we'll do border stroke. Alright, we'll do bg of white, px of 5, pt of 6, pb of 2.5, we'll do shadow default. Let's make this one as only shadow. What else we need, we'll do for sm, we are going to px of 7.5, for xl we are going to pb of 1. Now inside this we are going to take a h4, and we are going to render this table header text. That's it. Now here we'll take a class name, we'll do mb of 6, then we are going text xl, font semi bold, we're having text black, and next after this we are going to take a div. So for this one we will do class name, we'll do flex column. Here we are going to take another div, we'll take a class name, we'll do this one as grid, we'll do grid columns of 3, we'll do rounded sm, we'll do bg gray 2, and for sm we are going to do grid columns of 5. Now here we are going to basically check if this table header cells and then table header cells dot length is true, or else this will be null. Now here we are going to basically map this table header cells dot map. This will be item, and here we are going to take a div. Alright, so the first thing is that we have to take some key. We'll do this one as item.id, and here we are going to render the item.label. This label is basically this label we are having for each and every header. Alright, and for this div, let's take a class name. We'll do p of 2.5, we'll do text center, and we'll do excel p of 5. That's it. Now what else we need? We also have to render the data. So here we are going to basically check if data and data dot length, if this is true or else this will be null. So we are going to basically do here data dot map. This will be item, and here we are going to take a div. So this will take a key. So for this one, what key we can basically use here? We can take this item.id as a key, and also we are having this class name. So for this class name, we'll do grid calls of 3. We'll do border. So we'll do border b, we'll do border stroke, and for sm we'll do grid columns of 5. Alright, so now what we need to do, one very important point is that whatever data we will be receiving, for example the name, price, that we have to map it. So how we are going to map it? So first we'll map with this data. This will give me each and every item. So this item will consist of name, sale, price, revenue, all of this. And then we are going to map with these table items, and then basically we'll check the key value pair. So if I now go here, you can see that we are having this key here, this key. So this key is basically the value that we'll be receiving. So for example, for product 1, the price is 100. So the price and this ID will having the same price, so the value is same. So based on that we are going to map it. So how we'll do that? So here we'll basically do this table header cells dot map, and this will be table cell. And now here what we are going to do, we'll take a div. Alright, now here we'll take a class name for this div. What we can do this one as flex item center. We'll do justify as center p of 2.5 and xl p of 5. Alright, now here inside of this we are going to take a paragraph. Now here what we are going to do, this will be item. This item is basically each and every object of that array. This will map with this table item dot table cell dot id. Table cell dot id is basically this id here. So this will be item of this table cell dot id. Alright, and here in this div also you can give a key, which will be, for example, we can combine this both item dot id with this table cell dot id. Let's format all of this, and I think this is fine. So now let's save it. So now let's see what we are getting. So you're not getting any value. So the point is because we are not passing from this table. So here now what we are going to do, the first thing is that we have to basically check if this all products and then all products dot length, this is true or else this will be empty. Empty array. So here what we are going to do, we have to also calculate the revenue. So how we are going to calculate the revenue? So for this one we have to take this particular logic that with this first we'll map this all products dot item. This will give me item, and here first we'll get the item, and we'll create another key here, revenue. Revenue will be basically the combination or basically multiplication of this item dot price into item dot sell, means how many we have basically sell for this particular. Let's say we are having 100 sell and the price is 100, so that will be multiplication will be the revenue for this particular product. Alright, so this is one thing. Also you have to pass the table header text. This will be something like all products overview, and also you have to pass the table header cells, which will be our product, table headers. Now let's save this. Let's see what we are getting. Alright, so we are getting name, month, price, sales and revenue, and here also you have to do another thing. So here we'll pass this month, and this will be our month mapper of this item dot month. Alright, so now let's save it. So now let's refresh this page. Let's go to our products. So you're not getting any value. I think something is wrong here. Let's see what we are doing wrong. Let's bring this one down here. Go to console, and we are having data. Let's see what data we are receiving here. Console.log data we are already having here. So let's refresh this again. Let's go to this one. So we are getting data as empty. Alright everyone, so the issue is, after spending a lot of time, I got to know that we are receiving this data, and inside this data we are having this data.success and data.data. So what we need to do, we have to basically check here that, I don't know, I spend a lot of time while fixing this. So we have to do all products and all products dot data and all products dot data dot length. If this is true, then all products dot data dot map, and now I think this should work. So now let's format and save this. Let's see what we are getting. Awesome. So now you can see that we are getting product 1. This is January, February, March, and now revenue is not coming. So this we have to check what is the value we pass. So let's see, we are having sales here, and if I go to the product listing, we are having sale. So this will be sales. Now let's see. Alright, so we are getting revenue also, and let's make this one thing. Let's make this one as % of this. Alright, so now let's test. I'll add a new product and let's see whether that product is reflecting here or not. So let's try to add a new one. So we'll give this one product 4. Let's say visitor is 100, price is 40, and sales is 50. And let's add this one as April. So I'll try to add here. Let's see what is happening. Awesome. So you're getting updated product here. This is the month, this is the price, sales and the revenue. Now the same process you have to do it for visitors. And also let's do one thing, let's give some margin for this button. So let's go here. So we are having this button here. What we can do, basically we can directly go to our table, and then here we can give some margin, top as 5, something like that. Awesome. So now this is fine. So now let's go to we'll try to replicate the same thing in your visitors. So in the next video we have to basically add a new visitors, and then we have to do the same process, and after that only we will be start working on this dashboard. So at then what we are going to do, whatever data we are populating here, the same data we will try to visualize in the dashboard in the using charts. So that we will be doing in the next video. Alright, so let's start working on the visitor component. So what you can what I have done, you can see that I created another basically form controls for users. Let's give this one name as visitors, and the same I have done it for the table headers also, visitor table headers. Alright, so now the first thing we are going to create a models for that. So we'll create another folder and we'll give this one as visitors. Let's create index.js. So this will be, first we have to do import mongoose from mongoose. Now we'll do const visitors schema equal to new mongoose dot schema. So here we need number of visitors. Now these visitors is basically the total visitors of our website. Alright, so this will be a number. Now next we are having a location for this one, so from which country the visitor are visiting basically, so this will be a string. Then we are having the device, from which device they are accessing for the tracking purposes, so this will be also a string. And then we are having the premium user number, how many are the premium user they are accessing, so this will also be a number. And then we are having the month, from which month, so this will be a string. Alright, and here we can give a timestamp as true. I think the same we can give for our product schema also. I think we haven't given here, so it will be a timestamp. We can give this one as true also. Alright, so now here what we are going to do, we'll do const here, this will be visitors visitor, this will be our mongoose dot models, dot we'll give this one as visitors, or else this will be mongoose dot model, and here we are going to give the same name, so this will be visitors, and then we are going to pass the visitors schema here. That's it. And at the end we are going to do export default, and this will be our, so this will be our visitor. All right, so this is the thing we need for our model. All right, now next thing, we have to create our two API routes. So the same API route, the same thing we are going to do. Now instead of rewriting again, I'm just going to copy the same thing from here. So what we can do, we can basically create another folder here, and let's give this one name as inside sorry, you have to create this one inside API. So we'll give this one as visitors, and then we are going to create, first one will be as add visitor, and the second one will be, sorry, this we have to do this one as a folder. So here where is that? So here we have to create two. One will be add visitor, and second one will be all visitors. All right, so here let's first copy this route.js and we'll paste it here. So this is our add visitors. So here, instead of some things we need to change, so this will be newly created visitors info, something like that, and we have to use it here. Now see, the reason why I'm not doing, because this is exactly same, and here we have to do visitor instead of this one, and here will be visitors data added successfully. This will be visitor, and I think this is fine. So this is all about the visitor API route we need. The same thing we have to do it for all visitors also. Sorry, so you have to go to here, so we'll copy this all products and then we'll paste it here, and here for this one, this will be get all visitors, this will be get all visitors info, and this will be our visitors dot find, and then you have to pass it here and also here, and here this will be fail to face the visitors. All right, so this is all about the visitors get all visitors route we need, and I think this is fine. So now what we are going to do, we will be basically start working on the front end part. Now in the front end part, again we are going to follow the same structure. So we are having here visitors. So the first thing is that we'll create another component here, and let's give this a name as visitors. So the one I'm going to create, this will be visitors layout.js, and the second one will be our all something like visitors list.js. So this one visitor list, so for first we'll create the visitor layout. So this will be a use client. Okay, so this will be export default function. This will be visitors layout. All right, and here we are going to receive the children. So what we are going to return, so the first thing is that for this one we will be basically following the same structure that we have done. All right, the reason is that again, whenever we will be having this visitor, so visitors also consist of visitor layout and visitor list. Now visitor list will be again this will be also again a server component, so we'll be fetching the data from servers. All right, so let's see. So the first thing is that here we'll take a div. So the first thing, we are going to render the button component. See, this is exactly the same thing. So text will be add visitors info, something like that. And also again here also we need two basically state. One is show model, and then we are having set show model, and this will be equal to use state of false. Then we are having the form data, so it will be form data set form data. This will be equal to use state of initial form data. This one we are going to create here. All right, so we'll create a initial form data here. So this will be initial form data. So what are the things we are having for these visitors? So for visitors, we are having visitors location. Let's copy this from here only, and we'll go here, let's paste it. So this will be numbers, will make 0, location will be string, device will be string, premium user this will be 0, and month will be string. So this is our initial form data. Here we are going to render the children, which will be basically the visitor component, which will be a server component, and then here we are going to render the model. So for this one again we'll basically use the same from here. So let's copy this, and then we'll go to our visitors layout and we'll pass it here. So this will be, so first we'll import the model. This will be form data, this is fine. So this will be our visitors form controls, and this will be handle add visitors. So this one we are going to create. So this will be handle add visitors. Alright, so this is another function we are going to create. So this will be async function handle add visitors. Let's save this and let's see what we are getting. We have done a lot of things. So we'll go back here, let's go to our visitors. So we are having visitors here. The reason is that we haven't used the same in our main component. So here now what we are going to do, first we are going to import the visitors layout. Alright, and then inside this we are going to create the visitor list. So this will be our visitor list. So here we'll do export default async function. This will be visitors, this will be visitor list, and here let's return for now div, and this will be our visitors list. That's it. And here we are going to basically return this visitors list, and this is done. So if I now format this, now you will be able to basically see that button. Awesome. If I now click here, so this part we have to do, so you have to go to visitor list, and on click of this button we have to basically make this set so modal as true. If I now save this, click here, awesome. Now this is fine, right? So you're getting device and this is the month. So this is working fine. So now what we can do, we can simply create the call the API here. So we'll do const response, this will be await fetch, and here we have to basically go to /API/, so where is that, we have to go to API and then we have to go to /visitors, go to visitors / then we are having add visitor. So this will be add visitor. Alright, and here we are going to pass the method which will be a post. Also you're going to pass headers, this will be content type equal to application /JSON, and here we're going to pass the body which will be JSON.stringify, this will be form data. That's it. So here we'll do const data equal to await res.json. So here we'll check if this data.success, if this is true, so we're going to make set form data as this initial form data. Also we will make set so modal as false, and also you have to do router.refresh. So we'll do const router equal to use router, and here we are going to make router.refresh, else we'll just do this one. So now let's go to our all visitors. Sorry, we have to go to first, let's go to our this component product listing, and let's close everything else here. Now let's go to visitor list. So here also you have to do the same thing. So instead of extract all products, you have to do extract all visitors. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. So this will be extract all visitors. Alright, so here we have to do /API/ you have to do visitor, and then this will be all visitors. Alright, so this is the one, I think we are having visitor and then all visitors, so this is fine. So now this will be const all visitors equal to await extract all visitors, and here we are going to basically render the same thing, correct? So we'll copy this, so we'll paste it here, and then this will be our visitors, and instead of product this will be our visitors table headers, and this will be all visitors, and an all visitors dot data, all visitor dot data dot length, then this will be all visitors dot data, or else this will be empty. Alright, so I think this is done. Let's save it. Let's see what we are getting. So go to all visitors. So we are getting visitor list. Let me refresh this page. Let's see what is happening. So we are getting some error here. Const data is equal to await res.json, and this we are getting in visitor list. So here, alright, so I think the error is because, so you can see that we are having this API slash visitor, so we have to give s here. So this is one thing. So now I think this should not occur. So let's see. Alright, so table is not defined. Okay, so you have to import table. Let's see now. Okay, so now this is fine. Currently we don't have any data here. So let's go to visitors. Let's try to add a new visitors. So number of visitor, let's say we'll give 500, premium out of which is, let's say, 200. Then location I'll give India, device is desktop, and month is Jan. Let's try to add here. I think we are having some error, so let's see. So we can see that we are having some error. Visitors.find is not a function. Okay, so I think we have imported from the wrong place. So this will be visitors. We have to do it from our model, and also I think we have given some, let me just check what we have given. In the model we are having visitors. Let's give this one caps. Let's import it here, and here we are going to do visitor from model, and also let's remove this one. Let's save it. Now let's see. Let's refresh this. So now let's try to add a new visitor. We'll give 100, premium is 220, India. Let's give a device of desktop and January. Let's try to add here. Still we are getting some error. Let's see. I don't think there is any error. Let's see here what is happening. So we'll go to our visitor list, visitor layout. Alright, so the issue is, see what I'm doing, I don't know. This is a visitor, this is not visitor. Let's save this. Now let's see. Alright, now let's refresh this. We'll start, do from start. So we'll go to visitors. Let's click on add visitor. Let's give 100, give 30. This is India, desktop, and this is January. Now let's try to add. Awesome. So we're getting India, desktop, 30, and month is January, but we are not getting visitors. So this part we have to check what is happening. So we are having visitors, again same problem. We are having visitors here, and also let's check here. We are having, see, this is the problem, visitors here spelling mistake, and the problem is because in the utils we are using visitors. So this is the reason. Also another thing we need to do, what we can do here, we can basically map it, and then we'll do item, and here we are going to return the item, and we'll do month. This will be equal to month mapper of item dot month. Now let's save it. Now let's see. So this is fine. Now for this one it should not come. Let's see if for others it is coming or not. So we'll give 200. This is 100. Let's give USA, device laptop, month is February. Let's try to add now. Alright, still this is not coming. Let me refresh this page. I think I know why, because I think we have to restart the server here. So let me restart it. Alright, so now let's see. Alright, now let's say I'll go to visitors. Now let's try to add a new one. I'll add 200, give this one as 50. I'll give this one as what we can give, let's say Spain. We'll give a device of tablet, and this will be March. Let's try to add now. Alright, so now we are getting 200 visitors, location, device, premium user, and this is the month. Alright, so this is fine. Also, let's do one thing. Let's map this device also. What we can do, we can go to config and let's create another mapper here. Let's create here. So this will be export const device mapper, and this will be desktop, will be desktop. Then we are having laptop, which will be laptop. Then we are having mobile, which will be mobile, and we are having tablet, which will be tablet. Let's remove, I think we don't need this. Alright, now let's go to our visitor layout, visitor list, and here we are going to do this one as what is the name of the state. So this is device, so we'll copy this, we'll make device as device mapper of item.device. Let's save this. Now let's see. Alright, so now your desktop, laptop, tablet. Let's try to add a new one. Let's give 1000, premium 500. We'll give again India, we'll give a mobile, and month we'll choose something like June. Let's try to add this one. Let's see, we're getting updated value here, and this is fine. Let's go to products. Alright, so let's try to add a new product here. So we'll add product 5. Visitors, we'll give 100 visitor for this product, price is 50, sales is 20, and month we'll give this one as July. Let's try to add this one here. We are getting updated product here. If I go to visitors, this is fine, and these two I'll just delete from the database. So I think this is done. So products and visitor is done. So now in the dashboard, what you have to do is basically have to work with this, both the data, product list and visitor list, and based on that you have to create all the charts and all the card view. So that we are going to do in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back. So now let's start working on the dashboard component. So in the dashboard component, basically we'll be rendering all of this chart and everything based on this product and user data that we are receiving. Now there are quite a few things we need to do. The first thing is that we have to create a reusable card component. So the first thing, we'll start with that component only. So inside component we'll create another folder, and let's make this one as card, only card. I think that will be fine. Let's create index.js, and here we'll do export default function. This will be a card. Now this will receive some properties. So the first thing, it will receive a data, it will receive also label, and also it will receive a icon. Alright, now here let's return. So we'll return a div. Let's give a class name here. So for this one we're going to do rounded sm. We'll do border stroke. Then we'll do bg as white. We'll do py of 6, px of 7.5. We'll do shadow, and I think this will be fine. Now next thing what we are going to do, we'll take another div here. Let's give a class name. We have to give class name. So for this one we'll do flex. We'll do height of 11.5. We'll do width of 11.5. We'll do item center, justify center. We'll do rounded full. Alright, we'll do bg meta 2, and inside this we are going to render this icon that we'll be receiving from the parent component. Here we'll take another div. We'll take a class name. We'll do a empty of 0, flex, item center, we'll do justify between. Alright, here we'll take another div, and inside this we'll take a h3, let's take h4, and we are going to basically render this data. For this one we'll take a class name, we'll do text title, we'll do this one as MD, we'll do font as bold. Alright, we'll do text black, and after this what we are going to do, we will basically take another span here, and we are going to render this label. That's it. And for this one we'll take a class name, so we'll do this one as text sm, and we'll do font medium. So this is our card component that we need. So now what we are going to do, from the dashboard component we will be basically calling the API for these products and visitors, whatever products and visitors we have, and based on that we have to basically calculate all of this. So we'll go to our dashboard component. Now dashboard component is basically our main page.js, or basically the root component. So this is the one. So you can see that we are having home page here. So this will be our dashboard component. So here first thing what we are going to do, you have to basically get all products, and also you have to get all visitors list. Okay, so now here the first thing is that we can go to our visitor list component, and let's copy this one. We don't need to write same thing again and again. Alright, and the same thing is that we can go to our product listing, and then we can use the same logic here also. That's it. Let's format this, and let's close everything else. So here what I'm going to do, I'll create another folder inside these components, and let's give this one name as dashboard, something like that. Alright, so in this dashboard layout basically we'll be creating the main layout. So here we're going to do index.js. So let's make this one as a use client component, and we'll do export default function dashboard. We'll give this one something like dashboard layout. Alright, and we'll return for now some div simple. So this is dashboard layout. So from here what we are going to do, we will be first get const all products. This will be await. Also you have to do here async. So this will be await extract all products, and then we are having const all visitors. This will be await extract all visitors. Then we are going to basically call that dashboard layout component just now we have created, and we are going to pass these all products as these all products, and all visitors as these all visitors as a prop. Alright, and these two we are receiving in our in this component. So this will be all visitors and all products. So let's copy this and pass it here. That's it. So this one we are going to receive. So if I now log here, these both all products and all visitors, let's see what we are getting. So we'll go to console, we are getting an object, and again I am doing the same mistake. So instead of this, what we can do, we can pass that simply the data, all products and all products dot data. Same for this one, and all visitors dot data. So now we'll basically receive the data. So you can see that we are having this data, and this is data for the product, and this is I think both the places are getting the same one. Sorry, you have to do this one as all visitors. So you're getting 4 data here, 5 data here. Awesome. So now what we are going to do, basically let's close this. So in our dashboard layout component, we have to basically calculate all of this, and based on that we have to render all the things. The first thing is that we are having 4 card here, then we are having 2 chart here, and below we are having another chart. Alright, so let's create this structure. So we'll go to our dashboard layout component, and here first thing is that let's remove this. Let's take a div only, and inside this we are going to take another div and let's give a class name. We'll give this one grid columns 1. We'll give gap of 4. We'll do md grid columns 2. Alright, for md we'll do gap of 6. For xl we'll do grid columns of 4, and for 2xl we are going to do gap of let's make this one as 7. Now here we are going to render the card that we have created, card component. Alright, so we have to paste it 4 times, 3 and 4. Let's save it. Let's see what we are getting. Alright, so we are getting 4 card here. See, you can see that. So now we have to basically pass all the data here that we need. So for the first one we have to pass a label. So for the first one, this will be our total premium users, how many premium users we are having, or sorry, the visitors. Now these data we will be basically receiving from these visitors. If I now go visitor, you can see that we are having the premium user here, or premium visitors. You can basically change it. See, at the end, this is not a real life website. This is basically just give you idea like how you can basically create a chart using this Next.js. So what we are basically doing, we are simply creating some table here, and then we are trying to use this data and then try to render this data in terms of card and the charts, so that we'll get some idea how to use that. So we are having total premium users for the first one. Let's copy this, then we'll paste it in all the places. For the second one, we're going to do this one is total products, how many total products we have. The next we are having total sales. Alright, and at the end we are having total visitors. Now total visitors and total premium visitors both are different. Alright, so total visitors is these visitors we are having, and this is the number of premium visitors or premium user. Let's make this one as premium visitor only. So we'll go here. Let's make this one as, I think this is the table one, right? So we have to make it here, premium visitor. Alright, so if I now go here, we are in premium users. This is fine. So now what we are going to do for the first one, we'll go here. So we're having total premium user. So we have to basically pass the data here. So data will be these all visitors and all visitors dot length, if this is true, or else this will be 0. So here what we are going to do, we'll do all visitors dot reduce. So you have to basically reduce all the visitors that we have. Alright, so we'll take some ACC, some 2 parameter, and this name anything you can basically take, and here we are going to do this one as %. So this will be our this object, which is basically the visitor item, or let's make this one as visitor item. This will be visitor item dot premium user number. So this is the property name. Alright, and default value will give this one as 0. Let's format this, let's save it, let's see. Awesome, so we got our total premium users. Alright, now next is our products, how many total products we have. Now this is pretty simple. What we can do, we'll do this all products and all products dot length. That's it. So this will give us, sorry, we have to refresh this. Sometime you will get this kind of error, so you just have to basically refresh. Alright, so we are getting total products here. Now next thing, we are having the sales. Now for sales also, what we need to do, we can basically take the same logic. So sales is basically all the product sales that we are having. Instead of all visitors, you have to do this one as all products, and here this will be product item, and this will be dot sales, how many sales we are having. Let's save this. We are having total 420 sales. These sales is coming from this product sales. Alright, these sales here. That's it. Next we are having total visitors. Now total visitors is pretty simple. Here we can copy this and we can basically pass it here. So instead of premium user, this will be our visitors. it is coming not a number. The reason is because for 2 we don't have. So what we can do to fix this, we can go to our visitor list, and here we can basically take visitors. This will be if this item dot visitors is true, or means something like first let's see what we are getting in these visitors, then it will be easy to understand. Let's go to a table component first. We already have this data here, so let's open console. So here we are having visitors 0. See, we are having this visier, the spelling is wrong. So let's do one thing. Let me just quickly delete these two from our database, and then we will be getting the correct result. Alright everyone, so you can see that I just deleted those two item from there. So now it's coming correct. So 200 and 1000. So if I now go to dashboard, so we are getting 1200. Let's try to add another one. So I'll add, let's say, more 500. 300 premium will give some, like for example Germany, we'll give a device of tablet, and let's give August. Let's try to add here. So you're giving 500. So now there it should be 1700. So now you can see that this is updated here. Alright, so now let's try to pass the icon here. So I think for now we don't have to do any change in this part. We go to dashboard, and here we have to basically pass the all the icons. So we'll import something from our React icons / so the first package is FA. Let's copy this and we'll paste it here. So the second one is BI, then next we'll paste it, and this will be MD, and the last one is BS. So the first one, the name of the icon is FA users. Next we are having MD outline, this is production quantity, and after that we are having BS fill person check fill, and then we are having this one is BI money withdraw. So this will be our icon. So for this one we'll pass icon, and this will be our FA users, pass a size of 25. Let's copy this, let's pass it here. For the second one we are going to pass this MD outline, this one. Then next we will pass this BI money, this one, and at the end we are going to pass this is BS fill person check fill, this one. Let's format and save this. Let's see what we are getting. Let me refresh this. Awesome. So now we are getting, alright, so we are getting all the icons, and the data is also coming from the database. We are calculating. So now in the next video we will be start working on the 3 charts. So let's do that in the next part. Alright everyone, so let's start working with our first chart, which will be basically our yearly and analytics overview. So for this one, what I have done, you can see that I created the chart options. Now the reason why I haven't created, because these all are basically the default configuration that you will basically get from the official documentation also. So you can see that this will obviously take a lot of time, so that is the reason. So we'll get the some of the options like legend, then we are having colors. The main thing is that this is for the responsive part. The thing that you have to notice here, we are having the x-axis, which is the category. So in the category we are having this all the months. Now these months is basically denote that yearly overview we are showing. So for January, what will be the sale, profit, revenue, for February, and so on, something like that. Now here, based on your convenience, you can basically change this option whatever you like. Now here what I'm going to do, I'll go to these components, and I'll create another folder here, and let's give this one as yearly analytics chart, something like that. All right, and here let's make this one as caps, and here I'm going to do index.js. Let's make this one as a client component. Alright, so here the first thing is you'll export default function. This will be yearly analytics chart. Alright, and here we have to return something, but for now I'll keep this one as div. The reason is this one we have to do here. So in our dashboard layout we have to render. So after this card item we'll take another div here. Alright, and here we are going to take a class name. We'll do this on margin top 4. We'll do grid columns of 12. We'll do grid. We'll do gap of 4. For MD we're going to margin top of 6. Alright, for MD we'll do gap of 6. For 2XL we are going to do empty of 7, and for 2XL we are going to do gap of 7. That's it. Now here what we are going to do, we are going to basically render the yearly analytics chart, and also you have to basically pass the data. So you are going to pass the products. I will pass the all products, and here what we are going to do, we'll pass this one as all products and an all products dot length. If this is true, or else this will be empty. So here what we're going to all products dot map, this will be our product item, and here we are going to basically render the product item. Then we are going to pass the main revenue. All right, now here what we can do, simply we can basically do here item, sorry, this product item dot price into, this is the price and how many sales this product has. So this will be product item dot sales, number of sales. So here what we are going to minus, we are going to minus the cost product. Now for currently we don't have any cost product. By default we will consider this one as 10. So we'll do item dot, sorry, we have to do product item dot sales. So this many sales. Now for this many sales we basically have some cost, right, to create these products. So by default we will take this one as 10. So this is the cost price, and here also we'll pass the cost as this product item dot sales into 10. So this is the cost and this is the main revenue, or we can also make this one as main profit. Let's save this. See, this is, I already told you, this is not a real website. This is just give you some overview. Now some of the things you might notice that this is kind of weird, that this is not happening in the real world, but this is not like real website we are doing. It's just giving some overview how to basically implement those concepts in a particular project, or basically a Next.js project. So we are basically passing this data in our yearly chart. So if I now save this, we'll get this. I think we are getting some error here. We have to save this, that is the reason. So now let's see. Now let's try to create the main structure. So here we'll go to our this one, and here we're going to take some class name. Alright, so we'll do column span of 12. We'll do rounded SM. We'll do border. We'll do border stroke. Alright, we'll do BG of white. We'll do PX of 5, PT of 7, PB of 7. We'll do shadow. Alright, and for SM we're going to do PX of 7.5. For XL we'll do column span of 8. That's it. Now after this we'll take another div here. Here we'll take a class name. We'll do this on flex. We'll do w full. We'll do flex wrap. We'll do item start. We'll do justify between, gap of 3, and for SM we'll do flex no wrap. Here we are going to take a paragraph, and we'll do make this one as yearly analytics overview. And let's take a class name for this one. We'll do font bold, and we'll do text primary. That's it. And now here after this we will take another div, and here we'll take inside another div. Let's give a ID. So ID we are going to give this one as this one, and for class name we'll do -ml of 5. Now here we have to basically call the React Apexchart that we have installed, and we have to pass the options. Now in the options we have to pass the yearly options that we have created, and also you have to pass a series is basically the data. All right, so this we are going to create in some time. Then we are having a type, so this will be a type of area chart, and we are going to give a height of 350. Now this series now we have to basically create. And also if you see here, we are basically passing these all products as a data here, so that will be receiving here. So here we are going to create this series. So this series will be an array of objects. Here we have to pass the name, so we'll pass this one as, for example, sales, and then we are having the data is empty, for example, let's say. Then we are having cost, and at the end we are having, let's say, revenue, something like that, and this will be cost. And here we are going to pass this series. So let's format all of this. For now we don't have any data that we are going to create, but let's see what we are getting. Alright, so this is let me just refresh this page. Alright, so now this is coming. Also I think we are missing something here. We have to give this one as flex rep. Let's make this one as flex column. And also let's do one thing, let's give here a class name of, we'll give a class name here of w full. Let's save this. Now let's see. Alright, so now this is fine. So now we have to basically create the data. So the first thing, we have to create 3 helper function here. So let's, first one we'll create this one as function get sales. Alright, so we'll get the products here, and also we'll get the month, get month, something like that. So here we'll start with this one. So the first one will be, let's say we're having get sales. We'll pass this all products, and the first one will pass this one as this will be like January, something like that. Let's see what we are getting in the all products first. So we'll first comment out for now, and we'll comment out this part here also. Alright, so here what is the line number? Line number is 12. So line number, okay, we are having cost, month, name and everything. Okay, month we are getting, that is fine. So now what we can do, simply we can basically check if these products dot filter. Alright, so we are going to filter item dot month is equal to this get month. Alright, if this dot length, if this is 0, so we are going to return simply 0, or else we are going to do products dot filter to item. Alright, first we'll filter item dot month is equal to get month, then we are going to do dot reduce. So we'll do SCC, and this will be our product item. Alright, so here what we are going to do, we'll do SCC plus product item dot sales here, and then we are going to pass 0 as a value. Okay, so this will be our something like that. So this will be for our January. If I now save this, let's see what is happening. See, we are having something, sale is 200. So let's quickly do it for others also. So I'll quickly do it. So 1 2, we have a 3 4 5 6 7, or also you can do something like that. I think that will be better. I also have some idea. So let's do one thing, let's do const months array. Right, so here we'll do Jan, then we'll do Feb, then we'll do March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, then we are having November, then we are having December. So now what we can do, we can simply map this, right? So we'll do month array dot map, so we'll get the item. Now this will call this get sales, we'll pass the products, right, all products will pass, then we'll simply pass this item. This item is basically single month we are having. If I now save this, let's see what is happening. So you are getting the data here 200, 100, right? So let's say if I try to go to products here, let's try to add a new product. So you're having, let's say, product 6, visitors is let's say 1000, you're having price is 20, sales is like 500, something like that, month is October. Let's try to add here product 6 we got. Now let's go to dashboard. See, now October is actually updated here, the sales are updated. Okay, so this is working fine. So the same way what we need to do, you have to do it for get revenue and also you have to do it for get cost. So here we'll paste it 2 times. So this will be get revenue and this will be get cost. Alright, so for this one we are going to do this one as revenue and this will be our cost, correct? And for this one we'll just use the same logic. Instead of get sales, this will be get cost. So this will be get cost and this will be our get revenue, and this is done. Let's save this. Let's see. Awesome. So now you can see that we are getting the data here. So let's see what is happening. So we are getting updated data here. So if you want, for this one you can also do one thing. So we can go to our utils and here we are having max as, so we can give max as 50,000. Now let's see. Now see, so we are having this one here. Also let's give this one as 20,000 for now. Awesome. So now see, so we are getting updated here, sales, cost, revenue for month of February, and this is updated. For others it is 0. Alright, so this is done. If I try to add for May, see, that will be deflected. Let's try to add another one. I'll add another one here. So this will be product 7, visitor 600, price is let's say 55, sales are how much, like 120, and month is let's say for August, or let's make this one for June. Let's try to add here. This is added. If I try to go here, so for June it is updated, you can see, and each and everything updated here. So one chart is done. So this is yearly analytics overview. Now for the next chart and the below chart that we are going to do. So the below chart will be, so next one will be how many premium visitors and all the visitors we are having, and the below chart will be what is the device analytics. Device means if I go to visitors, you can see that we are having from different location, we are having different visitors. So visitors is 200 but premium is only 50. So this one we are going to basically render in the chart 2 and the below one will be chart 3. So that part we are going to do in the next video. Alright everyone, so let's start working on the chart number 2, which is basically to get the analytics for the premium and the normal visitors, and the third one will be for the device analytics. So again I can already created the config here. You can see that for device we are having this desktop, laptop, tablet and mobile, and this is for the visitor analytics. Now I already will add the code in the description, so you can download from there, or basically you can fork it, whatever your choice. So now let's go to our component, and here I'll create 2 more folders. So the first one I will give this one name as visitors analytics, and we'll create another one sorry, this will be device analytics. Alright, so let's start with the visitor one. We'll create index.js. So we'll create this one as a client component. So here what we are going to do for this one, let's create the component first. Export default function, this will be visitors analytics, and let's return here. So for this one also we'll be having same structure whatever we are having here. So instead of rewriting, I'll just copy from here and we'll paste it here. Alright, so this one we are going to import, and this will be our visitors analytics chart options. And for series, we'll create here series. This will be, so the first one will be our name, which will be our normal visitors. Alright, sorry, we have to give object here, and then we are having data. We'll keep this one as empty. Next we are having the premium users, so this will be our premium visitors. So this is our series. Alright, and for this one what we are going to do, we'll be doing this one by visitors by country. Alright, so in this component we will be basically receiving all visitors. So from where we will be basically receiving, from our dashboard layout, we have to basically call this. So we'll go to our dashboard layout. Where is that? So here, and so I think not here, I think yes, I think in this part. So here now what we are going to do, so after this we are going to call the visitors analytics, and here we are going to pass all visitors as this all visitors that we are having as a prop. Alright, now let's do one thing. Here we will create another div. We'll take a class name for this one, and we'll make this one as column span of, we'll do column span of 12. So for this one what we are going to do, we'll be having this device analytics. So let's quickly create this component also, index.js. so this will be use client. So the export default function device analytics, and here we are going to return, for now we'll return some div, and we'll basically call this one, pass this one, and here we are going to basically call this device analytics, and we'll pass this. So here also we have to pass the all visitors, so we'll pass the same. Okay, and also let's do one thing, let's check the length also, all visitors, or else this will be empty. Same we can pass for this one, and this one we are going to receive here also. Alright, so now let's go and let's see what we are getting. So we are getting visitor by country here. I think we have pasted in the wrong place. Let me just check. Okay, I got it. So you have to paste this one outside. Sorry, this part you have to cut it and you have to paste it outside. So this is fine, and now what we need to do, now let's go to visitor analytics. So here we have to make this one as 4 for small device. So now this is fine. So we're getting visitor by country and then device analytics here. So now we have to basically create the data for these visitors. So now how we are going to create that? So let's see first what we are getting in these all visitors. Let's log it something like this. Let's open our inspect. So we are having this data here, and then if you noticed here one thing, what we have to basically check, we have to check that how many locations are there. And so you can see that we are having Spain, India, and then we are having Germany, for example. Now there can be a situation where India can be multiple times. For example, let's say for June there is a visitor from India, for January also there is a visitor from India. So you have to basically get the unique number of locations. So how we are going to do that? So we'll do a const unique location, and this will be equal to, so we are going to basically take a new set, and here what we are going to do, we'll do all visitors dot map. So here we'll get item, and this will be item dot location. So this will give us unique location. All right. So if I now log this here, let's see what we are getting. So you can see that we are getting Spain, India, and Germany. Now in that chart, what we are going to do, we'll be showing maximum like 4 or 5 country. So what we can do, alright, so now what we need to do, we basically got the unique location. So you have to basically update the options. Alright, so for this one, we'll take late updated options, and this will be equal to, we are having this visitor yearly chart options, and then we are going to take x-axis, and in the x-axis we are going to pass the categories. Alright, so in the categories, what we have to pass, we have to basically check if this unique location dot slice. So we are going to slice this one, so we can't show all the countries, will only show like 3 or 4 countries. So we'll do 0, and it will splice to if this dot length, if this is greater than 4, so we are going to splice till 4, or else it will splice this length. All right, and this updated option we are going to pass it here. Fine. And then if I now just give some random value here, for example 123 and 123, let's save it and let's see what we're getting. Awesome. So you can see that we are already getting Spain, India, and Germany. So what will happen, basically based on that we'll calculate the data here, and it will basically return. So now what we need to do, we have to basically calculate the data. So here I'll create 2 helper function. So one will be get all visitors by country. All right, so this will get the data and the country, and next we are having get all visitors, all premium visitors. All right, so this will also receive the data and country. All right, so here what we are going to do, the first thing is that we will check if this data and data dot length, if this is 0, so we're going to return 0, or else I think we have done this logic, we have to filter and then just reduce. So I think we can use the same logic from here, and then we'll just return. So this will be data dot filter, this item dot location is equal to this country. So here we are going to take this item, so this will be our visitor item, so this will be visitor item dot visitors. All right, let's copy the same logic from here, and this will be premium user number, and this is done. So now what we are going to do, we already have the unique location, so we will simply map this unique location here. Sorry, so we'll map this unique location. So we'll do unique location dot map, because I'll give you the example. Let's say in the all visitors we are having 10 array of objects, or basically 10 items. Now in the 10 items, the 3 items is of India and 2 of USA, and rest is different. So instead of showing 3 times India, what we are doing, we are basically getting the unique location, and based on that we'll just map it. I hope you're getting. So this is a location item, and here what we are going to do, simply we'll simply pass, we'll map it, and then we'll call this get all visitors by country. Here we'll pass the all visitors, and here what we can do, simply we'll pass this unique location, or we can simply pass this location item also directly. So this location items is basically these location items of the 0th element, first element, and the last element. And same thing we can do for this one, and this will be get all premium visitors by country. Now let's format this, save, and let's see. Awesome. So now you can see that we are already getting the data here. So now let refresh this page. Alright, so we are having Spain 200, premium 50, then having 1500, and then we are having 500 and then 300. If I now go here, you will get the same data here. Spain 250, 150. Now what will happen, let's say I'll add another one. So I'll give a visitor of 200, premium 100, location I'll give same as India, device I'll give laptop, and I'll just change this one to, let's say, December, something like that. If I now add this one, so we are having 2 times India, but the month is different, so we should have 1200 visitors, and we are having 600 premium. So let's see if this is coming or not. So if I go here, see, 1200 visitors and 600 premium, this is for India. If I just go to visitors again, let's add another one, so we are 500, 450, USA will give, and device will give laptop, month anything like May. Try to add this one, USA. If I now go to dashboard, you will see 4. See, now we are getting USA also. Awesome. So this is working fine. So this is all about our visitor by country. Now in the next part, what we are going to do, we'll have to basically get the device analytics. Now device analytics is basically, if I go here, you are having this tablet, mobile, tablet, laptop. So this count we basically have to get, and based on that we have to render that from which device the user is basically accessing our website. So that data we are going to render in the last map. So that, sorry, last chart. So that part we are going to do in the next video. Alright everyone, so let's start working on our last chart that we are having. So we will be having basically the same JSX that we need. So we can copy this one, and then we can go to our device analytics here, and we'll use the same here. Now here there are some changes we need to do. So for Excel, we are going to make this one as 5, and this will be our visitor analytics by devices. Okay, we're going to import this one from here, and this will be our device analytic chart options. Then we are having the series. So for this one we will take series, and for this one what we'll do, we'll create a helper function here. And if I now go to dashboard, you can see that we are already passing this all visitors here. So that will be receiving. So we'll create a helper function. So this will be function get device by visitors, something like that, and this will be data, and this will be device, or let's give this one as get device. So here what we are going to do, we'll check if this data and data dot length and data dot filter item, if this item dot device is equal to get device dot length, sorry, you have to give outside dot length. I think we are doing something wrong. Let me just check. I have to give here only dot length. If this is equal to 0, so we're going to return 0, or else this will check if data and data dot length is true, or else this will be 0. And here we are going to do data dot filter item. So this will be item dot device equal to this get device dot reduce. So we'll get the what is this? This is something like what we can do. We'll do this one as object, something like that. And here we'll do acc plus obj dot visitors. So this is the total number of visitors, comma 0. So you're filtering based on the device. It can be desktop, it can be laptop, something like that. And then here in the series we'll do get device by visitors. We'll pass this all visitors, and the first one will pass this one as desktop. Alright, and before that, what we can do, we'll make this one as empty. First let's see what we are getting in this all visitors. So this is device analytics. Go to console. Alright, so here we are getting, this is tablet, this is mobile, so this is fine. So now what we can do, we can basically take this and paste it 4 times. So first on desktop, then we'll do laptop, then we'll do tablet, and at the end we'll make this one as mobile, and this is done. And at the end we are going to pass this one as series. Let's save this. Now let's see. Alright, so we are not getting anything. I think the reason is because we have to change something. So the first one is we have to make this one as type of donut, and also we will change some other also. So we'll make this one as device. Alright, and what else? We'll give something like Amex. We'll make this an Amex auto, flex, justify center. Alright, and for this div we'll make this one as margin bottom of 2. So let's format and save this. Let's see. Awesome. So now you can see that we are getting the data here, and this is fine. So everything is done. The only thing is that let me just check. So visitor analytics by devices, so this is also coming fine, and you can see that this is also working. So we're getting mobile 1700, desktop, tablet 700. If I go here, you can see that you'll be able to see the same data here. So you can see that we are having 500 plus this one 700. For mobile we are having 1000. So if I now go here, and you can see that we are having mobile 1000. If I try to add another one, let's say I'll add 500 visitors, 250 premium, location I'll give something like Sri Lanka. This one I'll choose mobile only, and month I'll choose anything. Let's add this. So we'll get the updated data. If I now go to dashboard, so here now you'll see we are getting 1500 mobile, and everything is working fine. So now I think this is done. So that's all for this particular video. I hope that this will give you some brief idea how to work with charts, how to basically handle data using this Next.js and also MongoDB database. And also one very important point, we have also learned how to integrate this Google Auth. So you can see that now if I just click on this logout, let's see if this functionality is working or not. So it should basically go to the Auth page, so you'll not be able to access it. And you can see that now if I try to go to the products page, so it's going to the Auth page. If I try to go to the visitors, it's going to the Auth page. And let's try to go to the home page, which is the dashboard. So it's going to the Auth page. If I try to log in now, alright, so it's going to the dashboard. So this is fine. Also we can do another thing, and that is let me just check. In our package.json we are already having React spinners, so you can go to our context and let's take some kind of loader here. So we'll do const loader set loader, this is equal to use state of true, right? And here we'll be basically getting this status. If this status equal to loading, we'll basically make this set loader as true only. Once this is done, then only we'll basically make this set loader, sorry, first we'll paste this and we'll do set loader as false. So this is basically means when the page will load for the first time, we will basically show some kind of loader. So let's see. So now here what we're going to do, we'll do if this loader is true, we are basically going to return some div, and let's take a class name. So we'll do w full, we'll do here mean height screen, we'll do flex, justify center, and item center. And here we are going to import the pulse loader, and we'll pass some color. So color will pass this one as black. We'll do loading, which will be our loader. Alright, we'll pass a size of let's say 35, and we'll pass some data test ID, which will be our loader. So now let's format this and let's save this. Let's see. So we're getting this loader. I think it is coming as false. Alright, so I think I got it. So if this is authenticated also, then also you have to make this one as false. So what we can do, we can basically paste it outside only. or something like, we can do something like, if this status is equal to authenticated, sorry, if this is equal to authenticated, then also I'll do the same thing. So now this should work. Let's see. Awesome. So now you can see that this is fine. Let's try to go to the products page. This is fine. Visitors, dashboard. If I try to log out now, so we are showing loader, and now it should go to the Auth page. It's working fine. If I now try to log in, now it should go back to the dashboard. So it's going to the dashboard page and everything is fine. Now let's do one thing. Let's go to our Auth page, and here what we can do, first thing is that we'll take this one, we'll copy this class name here and we'll paste it here. Sorry, let's save this. Let's try to log out. Here, and let's give some class name here. We'll do text as, how much? We'll give this one as 50px. We'll do font bold. Let's make this one as 30. Alright, you are not authenticated, something like, please log in. Awesome, and I think this is fine. Alright, so I think almost everything is done. Hey everyone, before closing up, I just noticed one issue that we need to fix. So in this chart 2, where basically we are showing this visitor by country, you can see that we basically need to show 4 countries here, but if you see here, we are getting one extra space. The reason is because here what we are doing, we are getting the unique location, but for this updated option, we are actually slicing this to till 4. Basically we are basically taking the 4 location if the length is greater than 4. But if you see for series, we are basically mapping the whole array here. So what we can do here, basically we can take another constant and something like const max unique location to show. And here what we can do, basically we can write this particular logic, this one. So here we'll copy this or cut it from here and we'll paste it. So this is the max unique location to show here, and here we are going to pass this one, and instead of mapping the whole location, let's say there are 10 locations, so instead of mapping all the 10 location, we'll only basically map the 4 location, or basically the maximum unique location. Now let's format this, let's save it. Now this should work. So let's see what is happening. Awesome. So now you can see that we are only getting 4 label here, and at the same time we are only getting 4 data here. So this is correct. So this is just one thing I just noticed. Another thing I want to mention, and that is, first time while creating all the folders, we created this dashboard folder here, but because we are not using any dashboard route, for the dashboard we are basically using this home route, or basically the / route. So that is the reason this dashboard folder that we are basically having, this one we can basically delete. So we'll just delete it from here. Alright, so this we don't need. Awesome. So I think now each and everything is now correct. So everything is done. So this is the 2 points just I want to mention. So that's all for this particular video. If you like this video, give a like, comment down, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, good luck and peace.